Hi guys, the idea of the strongest weakest tool is to determine the strongest of the 8 currencies and pair it with the weakest to get the best trending currency pair on any time frame. It also ranks the top 15 currency pairs, saving you a lot of time searching for a favorable trending currency pair. Now the idea is certainly not new, and I'm sure that there are a couple of methods out there. The method that is used for the strongest weakest tool is with the use of moving averages and applied to 28 currencies. Now each of the 8 currencies is matched with the other 7 to make up a total of 28 currency pairs. And the calculations is done as follows. If the price is above the moving average, then the first currency of the pair is considered to be the strongest, and 1 point is awarded to the first currency and no points to the second currency of the currency pair. If the price is below the moving average, as in the case of this chart that is showing now, then the second currency is considered the strongest and 1 point awarded to the second currency and no points to the first currency of the currency pair. After points has been awarded across all 28 currencies, the points are added together for each currency. The highest number being 7, which is the strongest, and the lowest number is 0, which is the weakest. How the tool works. First, I'm going to show you how to install it into your MetaTrader platform. Once you have downloaded the tool from the website, you copy and paste it to the following directory. First, you open your MetaTrader platform, you go to File, the top left corner, you click on File, open Data folder, just move this into the screen, you go to MKL4, you click on that, open that folder, Indicators, and you paste it into this folder right here. Once you're done, you close it. Then you go to Navigator, it's a folder with a star. You open the Indicator tab. There you go. I'm just going to close it. Open again. Then you go down. You search for strongest weakest tool. You drag it and drop it onto your screen. Go to the Inputs tab. The very first setting that you can set there is the color for the text, depending on the color of the background on your charts. Then there is 2 moving average settings, the first moving average and the second moving average. You can set the moving average method, whether simple, exponential, smooth, linear weighted, just as your preference. You can set the color, and then the second moving average you can do exactly the same. Now I have already preloaded it onto the chart, so I'm just going to click cancel, but you can click OK once you've loaded it. I'm going to close the navigator. So after you've loaded it onto your chart, all you will see is a red activate button in the top left corner on your chart. So everything is hidden so far. So to activate the calculations, you click on the top left activate button, it will turn to green, and immediately below it you will see a list of the 8 currencies. I'm going to move this chart a little bit out of the way so we can have a little bit more visual. Now there is the 8 currencies, and there you can see it's a 5 minutes and another 5 minutes for the second moving average. Those 2 5 minutes means that the moving average is plotted on the 5 minute chart and determined the strongest weakest currency. Below that is a list of the 8 currencies, 7 being the strongest and 0 being the weakest, and below that is a list of the top 15 strongest and the weakest currencies pairs ranked in order. Now they are all placed on buttons, which I will get to in a moment. First, let's go to the settings. If you want to change the moving averages, you go to settings, and there you can see there's the first moving average period which you can set, second moving average, and these are different time frames which you can set. If you wanted to move it to 1 hour chart, you click on this button there. There it is on 1 hour chart, and all these moving average there, these values are updated, and this list is also immediately updated below here. At the moment you can see that this moving average here is not in line. It's not very nice, so you have to switch to a different time frame and just switch back, update it, and there it is nicely updated. Go back to activate, you display all the buttons, and there you go. So based on the 1 hour chart, there is your ranked, the strongest and your weakest currencies, and all of them are ranked in order below here. Okay. Now what you can do is, now let's say for instance you want to trade, let's say the 5-minute chart, but the condition is that you want it to be in line with the bigger time frame. Let's say the trend of the 5-minute chart must be in the same direction of, say, the daily chart. You go to settings, you go to the second moving average, and I'm going to move the first one just down to 5 minutes again, and the second moving average I'm moving it up to the daily chart. You give it a second to update. You can move those time frames, switch to different time frames to update the moving averages, and there we go. So the blue moving average on the chart, that represents the 5-minute moving average, and the purple one at the bottom, that represents the daily moving average there. And as you can see on these buttons there at the left, the blank ones represents the currency pairs which is not in the same direction of the daily chart. Now all the ones that hasn't filled in, like Australian US dollar, GBP CHF, and so on and so forth, those are the currency pairs which are in the same trending direction as the 5-minute chart. So which is a very nice filter. Let's say for instance you only want to trade in the direction of the bigger trend, then you can certainly use the second moving average as a filter. A nice feature of this tool is that all these currency pairs, these top 15, has been placed onto buttons, which helps you simplify opening a chart of that specific currency pair. For now, I'm going to change the settings of the second moving average just back to down to 5 minutes, so that all the buttons gets populated. And there we can see I'm moving back. Those moving averages, just to update them quickly. And now we can see that all these buttons has been populated again to open a new chart. The nice thing is, now instead of going to the market watch and having to go and search for that specific currency which is ranked there, all you have to do is you click on one of these buttons there, and there immediately it has opened the US dollar Swiss. So you go for the second, CID CHF, EUR CID, and so on and so forth. Now at the moment, as you can see, is immediately once you click the button, the stochastic has also been loaded at the bottom. The reason for that being is that I have saved the template with all my favorite indicators and tools on it. So to give you an example what will happen if you haven't saved a template, go right click, template, save template. I'm going to delete this template quickly. Now the template that the tool uses is called the SW tool. Click on that, delete it. Sorry, I don't want to save it. Say cancel. Let's say for instance I want to open a chart and I have not saved a template called SW2. Click on it and it will open simply a black chart there. So it's very important to save a template called WS2 for those buttons to simplify things for you. So what you can do is, let's say for instance we don't want this MACD on here, stochastic on here. You want to load another one. Let's go say MACD. Say okay, there's a MACD for instance. I go right click, template, save template, and I'm going to call it SW2, save, and there we go. So the next time I press one of these buttons, it will open the chart with the MACD loaded. So it's very nice. So you can load all types of indicators on here with your strongest weakest tool, and once you press those buttons it will load everything for you as you want it. To delete all these charts, you simply go Control F4, which is a MetaTrader shortcut. Very nice feature, so you don't have to manually close each and every chart. A second thing, guys, what you'll also notice is that these buttons, some of them are blue and some of them are black. Now the reason for that being is that if the button is blue, the text is blue, it's an indication that that chart has already been opened. It prevents you from opening multiple charts of the same currency pair. So If I click on the Canadian CHF and then the button turns to blue, as you can see there, which indicates the chart has been opened. Euro Canadian, Euro CHF, Canadian Yen, and as we go down the order there we go. I'm going to start with the CAD CHF, which is the strongest and the weakest currency paired against each other according to the calculations on the 5-minute chart, and we can clearly see how this has been a very nicely trending chart here. Let's go to the Euro Canadian. There's a nicely trending chart to the downward side. USD CHF, another nice one. NZD CAD, this one is clearly a very sideways moving chart. Well, it is an indicator, and as all indicators, they are not perfect, but it does help you filter out a lot of the currencies. Now, one thing that I have noticed is that, let's say for instance, you're looking for a trending currency, but you're looking to buy these lows to trade high. So you're waiting for a pullback before you trade, and then you go higher. Now, it is not necessarily that the top ranking currency is not necessarily the best currency pair to trade. Sometimes down the ranks down here can give you a much better currency with a nicer setup, and it's also no guarantee that the top ranking currency will always stay there. But at least if you take trades based on these top ranking currencies here, at least you know you have some certain degree of edge with you, and the momentum is behind you, trading in the direction of the continuing trend. Okay guys, that's it. I hope it is a useful tool. You are all welcome to leave any comments on the website for improvements and so on. Thanks, bye.